Hello, my fellow knife lovers. Wanted to do a review of a knife that I talked about in one of my earlier videos. That video was about carrying larger folding knives or big folding knives. Why not carry a big folding knife? Now, this is going to be, by definition, the biggest, I think, of the concealable folding knives you could possibly carry. I didn't have it at the time of that video, and I honestly wasn't going to get it. It's the Cold Steel Espada XL. Originally, in the video about large folders I had previously made, I carried a Cold Steel large Espada on a fairly regular basis, and I show that off in the video. And I said I didn't think that I had pockets deep enough for this XL. Well, that turns out to not be true at all. This is a Cold Steel Espada XL. You can see that you can kind of glance the blade as it sticks out of the or into the handle here. It kind of sticks out of the pocket because of where the pocket clip is located. That's as deep as it's going to go into the pocket. It conceals well. Here's the end of it in my pocket. This is a standard pair of Bugle Boy blue jeans. Nothing special about it. And I found it fits in all of my pants. The more classic cut, or the more, I should say, the more steeply cut the pant pocket is, the less well this conceals or carries. It weighs 15 ounces, and it's not unpleasant at all. It has a thumb plate, the Andrew Demko designed thumb plate that, pretty much mimics the wave feature. Catches on the pocket on the way out for somewhat of an automatic opening. Pretty crazy thing to present out of your pocket. Now, I'm not going to get crazy on the specifications because many people have reviewed this before me, and that's not why I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it because if you couldn't carry a firearm, this is an awesome primary weapon. If you can pull it off legally, in my state you could, or can rather. Just generalization. You've got an AUS 8A blade, 7.5 inches in length. You've got high-grade polished aluminum frame, which presents itself with bolsters front and back, and polished G10 scales, which have a nice pattern. The pocket clip goes down deep enough that it presents, an ample reach down the frame, so when you pull it out of the pocket, you're getting about this deep on the handle if you're doing it properly. So mid-hand, got a sub-hilt right here. You've got an entire section right here that's dedicated to your hand fitting ergonomically perfect. All right, so the finger grooves are set up correctly, the sub-hilt is set up correctly. You can even go one finger more down here, between the middle finger, index finger, and you've got yourself a pistol grip with full extension. That's an extremely long reach for a folding knife. Now I want to mention that this is a modern derivation of the Navaja, the knife that was carried commonly by everyone that wasn't royalty in 1500s in Spain. For further reading on that, I would suggest material by Master at Arms James Loriega, who's pretty much brought back the Navaja as an art form and brought back its recognition as an item of appreciation, as a knife to be revered. There's not many folding knives in history that were designed with weapon use in mind. The Navaja is one of them. And then, of course, there's the Filipino balisong, and then there's the folding stiletto. There's really not much else to speak of as far as folding knives that were designed to be weapons. People used to duel with Navajas, and this wouldn't actually be a very large Navaja at all. It would be considered a weapons-capable Navaja, and it was definitely excel strength-wise and deployment-wise, even though they didn't carry them in pockets. The deployment factor puts this ahead of the pack, I would think. It has a triad lock. The Andrew Demko designed triad lock. Hardened stop pins. If you're familiar with the triad lock, you understand why there's 2 stop pins. If not, research it. It's pretty cool. So that's an incredible amount of blade to pull out of the pocket. And as a primary edged weapon in lieu of being able to carry a firearm, thing's a holy terror. At 15 ounces, heavy, though lengthy, it's well balanced. It feels excellent. Do a little bit of maneuvering here with it. You can reverse it if you wanted to use it for reverse grip. I mean, I wouldn't advise it necessarily. It's awesome. It works really well with like Bowie techniques. You can back cut with it, and a little bit of ricochet cutting. I don't have anything bad to say about it. If you pulled it out and you came into like a center guard, you aimed this blade at somebody's face, they would have no idea, depth perception wise, that there's 7.5 inches of blade in front of the body that's going to be propelling. But this would definitely be felt before it'd be seen, that kind of scenario. Negatives. It's hard to release the lock. There's a very tough spring in here with triad lock. That's okay. There's workarounds. People polish the parts. People leave it kind of half open where the spring is under tension for a while. I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't need it to close. Closing it fast is not my priority, obviously. Just make sure you're firm with it. Like I showed you, pocket snags very easily, no problem there. If you were to just pull it out of your pocket, not that you could stealth deploy something like this, but if you just pulled it out of the pocket without pocket snagging it, hold it at hand, you can easily do like a wrist flick. I mean, that was slow, but it's wrist flickable. You basically just have to use an incredible amount of downward force to get it started, and then turn your wrist over. Little slow-mo action there. So it's not terrible to work with. Pull it out. Beautiful blade though. I've always been quite fascinated by Navajas, and the modern interpretation of it just really floats my boat. It's a beautiful knife. They're fairly expensive, but they're coming out soon with a G10 handle version that's really grippy. It's steel lined, has a triad lock, has a pocket snag feature. Blade is bead blasted. If you haven't seen it already, keep an eye out for it. They're going to cost about $130 to $150 online retailer price. It's not bad. So that's it. 2 thumbs up on the Cold Steel Espada XL in my book. If you need a primary concealable folding knife as a weapon, can't go wrong. Definitely can't go wrong. Thank you for watching.